At the mouth of the Yarra River lies Australia's largest container terminal. McConnell was responsible for building a 1.5 kilometre wharf in an operating port environment.
That vision was about creating a third container port. That vision was about creating additional automotive facilities so that we're able to manage up to 1 million vehicles per year in Melbourne. A critical challenge of the project was to ensure that there was no impact on operation of the port. No easy task. That's why we called on McConnell.
The project faced serious operational, environmental, geotechnical and engineering constraints. We also had to work in a very confined site area. We had high-risk activities. We had to work alongside 4 other construction projects and 22 stakeholders. All of this while we also had to keep operations in the port environment ongoing. That meant solving serious access problems. This was a challenge, so we got creative in many ways. To overcome the access issues and to minimise our impact within the operating port environment, we had to come up with a way that we could do our piling from land-based operations. This resulted in the introduction of a temporary piling platform, which was constructed from a lightweight scoria material so that the underlying silt could hold that material in place so that we could have our operations totally removed from marine impact. We had to extract 156 old piles, 32 metres in length, concrete filled, weighing up to 80 tonnes. The silt that these were driven into was a huge suction force, requiring some 1,000 tonnes to extract them. This was out of the question. We had to develop a temporary works that could remove the skin friction from around these piles. We did that by forcing air and water through a sleeve down the outside of these piles, which enabled us to extract them. This reduced many safety risks and associated risks with divers in the water.
The pile extraction solution was seriously clever, and it meant we would stay on schedule.
Steel corrosion in the intertidal zone was a huge concern for the port. Our specification required that any steel in this zone needed to be painted and wrapped with HDPE. That presented 2 problems. We had to find a sheet pile that was not of steel manufacture, and we had to work out a way of driving our tubes without scratching the paint. We sourced a vinyl sheet with US military support to verify and validate the sheet pile so that we could prove its 50-year design life. We also had to introduce a sand trench that we could drive our tubular piles through so that the paint was not damaged.
Preventing accelerated low water corrosion and achieving the design life was critical to the project. McConnell solution was ideal. They realised their vision for Webb Dock, added tremendous value throughout the project. They reinvented the design and delivered an outstanding result. They achieved 99% of their KRAs with an outstanding safety record. The quality of project execution was nothing short of exceptional.
McConnell, creative construction.